Would you believe me if I told you that you have a sense that has not only been forgotten, but has been turned off on purpose? A real sixth sense that has nothing to do with seeing ghosts and everything to do with being able to figure out the hidden, living language of our world. There is proof all around you. There is information being sent right now by the trees in your neighborhood and the plants on your windowsill. They are sending you alerts, sharing ancient knowledge, and broadcasting a frequency of pure coherence that you have been taught to ignore since birth. Some say that only a very small part of humanity can still hear this conversation on the planet. That will soon change, though. What has been kept from you is the fact that this is not a magical or rare skill. It is a biological quantum technology that is a divine birthright that is dormant in the structure of your DNA. An Egyptian master of reality named Thoth came up with an old quantum protocol that can be used like a password to wake up this dormant sense. I am now going to show you the first step of this protocol that you can use, something real that you can do today. I want to give you a loving warning, though. Once you open this channel, the way you see the world will change forever. You will never, ever feel alone again, and the illusion of being apart will fall apart. If you've ever felt this strange connection, this deep, quiet pull toward nature, let us know where you belong in the comments below. The outdoors is a part of me, and I am a part of it. This should be your first conscious act of remembering. It should be a message from your heart to the quantum field that you are ready to let go of the illusion of separation and return to yourself. In front of our eyes is nature, which is like a big open book. The language of frequency and vibration, on the other hand, must first be learned in order to read it. You don't have to learn a hard ritual or a secret mantra as the first step on this path of rediscovery. It has to do with getting a key, a vibrational key, or symbol or principle that functions like a tuning fork for your own consciousness, rather than a physical key. You can tune your personal electromagnetic field to the Earth's base frequency with this key. This will let you start reading the messages that have been waiting for you the whole time. It would be like learning to see a new color that has always been there, but your eyes just couldn't pick up on it. The universe doesn't keep its secrets from us. It only keeps them safe with a veil of frequency, and only people who are ready to listen with their hearts can see through it. This key is not locked in a vault from a long time ago, or hidden on top of a remote mountain. It is hidden from view by myths, philosophy, and old ways of knowing. It was left to us by a civilization that knew a deep truth. People and nature are not two separate things, but rather different, beautiful expressions of the same consciousness. They knew that to understand the universe, you couldn't just look at the faraway stars. You also had to look inside yourself and at the living ground below your feet. The trip to listen to the trees is really a trip back home, a trip to your own quantum nature. The most interesting thing is that this key, this old symbol, is not just an idea. It matches a basic rule of all living things, a holographic pattern that can be seen in everything from the structure of a galaxy to the way a tree grows to the way your brain works. You will not only learn how to talk to nature by understanding this one pattern, but you will also find a way to get to your own consciousness. It's not quiet in the forest. It's just waiting for you to remember how to set your radio to the right station. And soon, that key will be found. Not as a sound, but as a quantum code left by a wise old master from a long time ago. Before we go any further, I want you to be a lighthouse for this awakening. Pick out one person who you think is ready for this change. It is more than just sending a link to share this transmission with them. It is an act of quantum entanglement. You are building a strong, energetic bridge that will help to awaken another soul and make the signal stronger for both of you. Subscribe to this channel right now to make sure you stay connected to the activating frequency. This is more than just a click. It's a statement to the universe that you are ready to start this journey of remembering. When you subscribe, you make a strong, energetic link that keeps you in the flow of this powerful information. That old symbol, which is the vibrational key to nature's frequency, was not made up recently. In our search for it, we go right to the center of ancient Egypt and meet Thoth, the ibis-headed master of wisdom. Thoth was both mysterious and powerful. They didn't just see him as a god, they saw him as the scribe of the universe, the keeper of secret knowledge, and a being who knew the basic physics of reality. Under the Greek name Hermes Trismegistus, which means thrice great, they held him in high regard. His teachings formed the basis of a secret line of wisdom that has been passed down through the ages. This is the first real clue we have found in one of his most famous works, the Emerald Tablet. It has been through many empires and still stands. This old book is not a collection of stories. It is a set of coded rules, like a guide for how to live in the real world. Another well-known quote from it says, "That which is below corresponds to that which is above, and that which is above corresponds to that which is below, to perform the miracle of the one thing." Scholars and philosophers have argued about this for hundreds of years as a beautiful way to show the link between the spiritual and physical worlds, or the macrocosm and the microcosm. However, they missed the most important point. It was not poetry. It was an exact instruction. It was like Thoth was giving us a picture, a quantum blueprint for our holographic reality. And the tree was the best, most perfect, living form of it. Now that you know this, think about it. The tree's roots, which are buried below the ground and go deep into the wet and dark earth, are almost an exact reflection of its branches, which reach up to the sun and the universe in search of light and information. One grows into the physical world and the other into the spiritual world, but they are both parts of the same being and can't be separated. There is a trunk that connects these two worlds. Thoth knew that trees are more than just plants. They are biological antennas that are alive. They are quantum conductors that link the galaxy's informational frequencies to the Earth's huge grounding power. They are the physical link for the idea he talked about. They speak and breathe the language of vibration, which is the language of our planet. As within, so without. Say this deep quantum truth in the comments if you are ready to accept your role as a living, breathing expression of this universal blueprint. Let the act of writing these words be a strong statement of your creative power, a recognition that the universe's intelligence is reflected in your own mind. A ritual is the first step of this lost method and the first real-world way to use the quantum code of the Emerald Tablet. There aren't any robes and candles, though, like in the movies. It is a ritual that happens inside of you and a deep, energetic realignment. Modern minds, which are always looking for new things to learn, tend to ignore it because it seems so simple. But behind its simplicity lies a huge power, a power that modern science, with all its high-tech tools, is only now starting to map out and, in a way, confirm. Science and ancient knowledge are about to meet. Scientists are finding that the forest is not just a bunch of trees competing for space and light, like we learned in school. Instead, it is a superorganism, a huge group consciousness linked by an invisible, smart network that is right below our feet. What the ancients called the spirit of the forest has a new name in modern science that sounds a lot like something we hear every day. This new scientific finding is the clearest proof that the Thoth protocol was not based on faith, but on a complete knowledge of how living things work and how quantum physics works. There is a deep truth in this quantum blueprint that you can feel in your bones. Click the like button now. Let this simple physical action be an energetic seal that locks the idea of as within, so without into your cells and makes it possible for you to see this pattern in your own life. You can connect to a reality that has always been there through the simple ritual that Thoth left behind. It's only now that we can rediscover this reality with the help of technology. What was once thought to be native people's folklore or deep intuition is now being proven in state-of-the-art labs around the world. Scientists like Suzanne Simard, a forest ecologist, have spent their whole lives making maps of what really happens in the forest. That which they have found is nothing less than amazing. The Wood Wide Web is what they call it. Everything is linked together by a biological internet. This network isn't made of fiber optics. It's made up of billions of tiny filaments of fungi called mycorrhizae that connect to the roots of every tree and form a web of life. There is a real biological and social network going on in this underground network. The oldest and strongest trees, which scientists refer to as mother trees, use it to send nutrients like carbon and nitrogen to younger seedlings that are struggling to get sunlight in the underbrush. They are not competing with each other. They are working together. They are taking care of the next generation and making sure that the forest as a whole will survive as a single, united, and interdependent community. But this talk is about a lot more than just sharing food. A single tree that is being harmed by a pest, like a swarm of beetles, does not suffer in silence. It sends chemical distress signals through this network of fungi to warn its neighbors of the impending danger. When trees hear this warning, they start making defense compounds right away in their leaves, which makes them less appealing to insects. They get ready for the attack before it comes. It is an intelligent group defense system that proves the forest works as a single conscious organism. And it's not just chemicals that are talking. Scientists have also found that plants make noise, especially when they are stressed out from not getting enough water or being hurt. These are ultrasonic sounds, which sound like a series of clicks and are sent out at a frequency that our ears can't pick up. It's a way for plants to talk to each other through sound waves, a language of vibrations that shows how they're feeling inside. It is being shown by science that the forest is not a quiet place. It's a place where people talk, warn each other, and work together deeply. It's alive, smart, and very aware of itself. All of these amazing discoveries are only the tip of the iceberg, though. Science can figure out what it is, the sound waves, the chemical signals, and the transfers of nutrients. But the quantum protocol of Thoth, which is very old knowledge, tells us how to do it. As people, how can we connect to this network consciously without any fancy gear? How do we tune our biofields or consciousness so we can directly receive these messages? It is science that gives us the network map, but this old technology gives us the password. If this revelation hits home for you, click the like button. Each like sends a pulse of conscious energy into the collective field. This proves that we are all connected and strengthens the wood wide web of human consciousness that is waking up right now. If this huge, smart network feels real to you, confirm it by leaving a comment below that says, "I am connected to the web of life." The words, "This is more than just a statement," have vibrational power. Being aware that you are reconnecting with the planetary consciousness grid lets the universe know that you are now ready to send and receive. The truth is that you don't need a lab to show that this link is real. Just your body and a clear mind are all you need. The Thoth method is not about thinking deeply about things. It is about taking part. It's about moving from watching nature from the outside to taking part in the conversation. Doing something out of deep respect is the first thing you need to do to join this network and connect with this huge consciousness. As you walk up to the forest, this ritual changes your frequency and lets it know that you are not there to take anything, but to listen. It's not like connecting to a Wi-Fi network to get to this huge biological internet. There isn't a password that you can type in. Access is given based on your frequency, your intention, and the vibrational signal you send out from your core. There is an old and very wise consciousness in the forest. It won't give in to force, pride, or rushing. It responds to being present, respectful, and humble. So in order to connect, you must first show that you are a reliable user. You must show that you are there to commune in a state of coherence, not to extract resources. And the first step is an approach ritual, which is both useful and powerful. Find a place at the edge of the forest or park before you go inside. Don't go. Take a moment to close your eyes. Feel how the air is changing. Take note of the changes in sound and smell, as well as the warmth or cold. Be aware of leaving the noise and chaos of your daily life behind you. Slowly and deeply breathe 3 times. Imagine that with each exhale you are letting go of the stress, worries, and mental to-do list that is keeping you busy. Say what you want to do in a soft whisper or in silence. Something real and simple like, "I come in peace and with respect. I'm not here to take anything. I'm here to learn and listen." Something deep is done by this simple action. It changes your internal posture or electromagnetic field from that of a customer to that of a guest. In a real sense, you are asking to be allowed to enter a holy place. Now start to walk slowly, but don't set a goal. Don't try to find the biggest, oldest, or most beautiful tree. Allow yourself to be led instead. Follow your gut or the intelligence in your heart. You will feel a soft, unexplainable pull toward a certain tree. Even if it's not the best, there will be something about it that speaks to you. Believe what you feel. This is the beginning of the talk. The forest consciousness is already responding to your clear intention and leading you to the right connection point, the ideal resonant node for you at that time. It's an invitation. Do not rush when you get to the tree you chose. Honor it when you come close to it. Put one hand on the bark very gently. Once more, close your eyes. Do not think about anything else right now. Just concentrate on how the bark feels in your hand. Feel how it feels. Is it rough or smooth? Is it cool or does the sun make it warm? Is it wet or dry? Don't think about anything else. Feel. By focusing on your senses, this simple act takes you out of your busy, thinking mind and firmly places you in the present moment, right where you touch the tree. The way to the quantum realm is through this door. Do not expect to hear a loud voice or see a movie at this point. The first message is much less obvious. Pay attention to how you feel as it changes. An emotion that wasn't there before could come on all of a sudden. It could be a wave of deep peace, an unfathomable sadness that needs to be let out, or a sudden bubbling joy. It could be a picture that comes to mind quickly, like a memory you forgot. It could also just be a shiver, a tingling feeling that goes through your body. Don't say that any of it is just your imagination. This is the first answer. This is the lively handshake. Make it clear that you want to change from a bystander to an active participant in this conversation and approach the world with a heart that is ready to listen. comment below. My goal is good. I'm here to listen. As you type these words, feel the change in energy. As you shift your frequency from asking to receiving, you make a quantum channel for wisdom to flow to you easily. This subtle feeling is proof of what you already know. Your respectful, logical presence has been felt by the tree, and it has responded. Your quantum sense, which was a communication channel that had been dormant, was just turned on. You have now made a connection. When you say your first word in a language you are just starting to remember, it is a deep and holy moment. Press the like button to show your appreciation for this important first contact. This action is a quantum confirmation that the energetic channel you just opened is stable. It also lets the universe know that you are willing and ready to join this conversation. You are ready for the next step now that the door has been opened and the handshake has been made. There will be a much bigger event soon, a method that will strengthen this connection and get your heart beating in time with the forests. That handshake and the tree's first, quiet response were only the start. Since the quantum channel is now open, the Thoth protocol connects us on a much deeper level based on resonance, a basic physical principle. It's not your ears that let you hear the forest. It's how well you can feel with your whole body. Trees speak a language of vibrations rather than words. You also need to learn how to tune your body to vibrate at the same frequency in order to understand this language. It is the process of consciously lining up your energies. Your hand should still be lightly touching the tree bark. Place your other hand over your heart in the middle of your chest. Take a moment to close your eyes and feel your pulse under your palm. Connect with that steady, well-known beat that keeps you alive. The strong toroidal electromagnetic field in your heart sends out this sound, which is your core vibration. Pay attention to this rhythm. Accept it. It's what holds the next step together and where the synchronization that's about to happen begins. Now focus your mind and start to see or feel the tree's pulse. Think of the sap slowly rising from the deep, unseen roots, going up through the solid trunk where your hand is, and continuing its climb to the highest leaves and branches. This quiet, strong, and slow movement is like a heartbeat, one that is much slower, deeper, and older than your own. Do not stress about getting it right. Just picture this feeling in your mind. Feel the earth's core pulsing up through the tree. This is an old, steady rhythm that keeps all life going. Synchronization is the next step, which is the most important part of this method. Slowly and deeply breathe in and out. As you take a deep breath in, picture pulling the tree's steady, calm energy through your hand and into your heart. Imagine that every time you let out a breath, love and gratitude flow from your heart, through your hand, and into the tree. As you keep breathing in this loop, imagine that your heart rate is slowly slowing down, relaxing, and becoming in sync with the tree's slow, strong pulse. Feel your heart and the tree's heart start to beat together. Being aware of your vibrational alignment is what this is all about. In this way, you are adjusting your biological frequency to match the coherent field of the forest. You are leaving your own small and often chaotic energy field and entering a much bigger, smarter, and more stable one for a short time. When things are in this state of resonant coupling and synchrony, they can really talk to each other. The answer you're looking for won't come in clear language, like in a conversation. It will come as a direct knowing, an intuition that is so strong and sudden that it feels more like remembering something than getting new information. It's normal to have a sudden, beautiful clarity about a problem in your life when you're in this state of deep connection. Or if an emotion you've been denying for years comes to the surface and needs to be acknowledged and let go of. Now that the tree and you are in sync, it works as both a powerful amplifier and a clear mirror. It doesn't tell you what to do. Through the quantum field of your own consciousness, it helps you find the answers that are already there. If you're ready to talk from your heart's intelligence, click the like button to make your message stronger. This should be something you do on purpose to connect with your heart's strong electromagnetic field and align your frequency with the Earth's healing vibration. And this first deep intuition, this first download of pure clarity, will show you something about yourself that the tree, in its quiet wisdom, already knew about your energy field when you touched it with respect. When you're in sync with the tree, you have a moment of pure clarity and intuition. This is just the start of a much deeper process. You can't really connect with nature without also connecting with your deepest self through it. The tree stops being just a tree at this point in the journey and turns into a quantum mirror, a holographic mirror for your soul. It doesn't judge you. It doesn't think badly of you. It just shows you everything in your energy field, the good and the bad. It does this in a brutally and lovingly honest way, and this is where the real work of healing starts. If you keep this vibrational link open, you will start to notice how the tree's physical traits reflect your own inner energetic patterns. You might notice how stiff a branch is that has grown in an odd, crooked way to get to the light. At that very moment, you will realize how stubborn and rigid you are in some parts of your life, where you are fighting the flow of things that should happen naturally. In another possibility, you will see roots that have been exposed and twisted by soil erosion. This will make you think of your own fears and insecurities, the deepest flaws you work so hard to hide from the world. The forest doesn't say anything, it just shows. But the mirror shows more than just what is hard. You might be mesmerized by the delicate beauty of a small flower that grows right out of rough, weathered bark. And at that moment, you'll remember how creative you are and how you can bring beauty and life into the worst situations. The amazing toughness of a tree that has lived through many storms, droughts, and seasons can make you realize how strong you really are, even if you have tragically underestimated it. There are wounds on the tree, but it can heal them so well. The tree shows you both its shadow and its light. There's no doubt that this is the hardest and best part of the whole journey. When we face our shadows, the parts of ourselves that we ignore, push down, or reject, it can be very uncomfortable. A lot of people stop here. They are scared by how strong their emotions get, or by how uncomfortable it is to see how they behave and what patterns they follow. It is always simpler to blame other people or things than to take a good look at yourself. But the tree and the forest want you to stay. It tells you to breathe through the pain and accept whatever comes up without judging it. You will see that the tree doesn't just show you the problem. It also gives you the way to fix it if you have the courage to keep going with this process. Instead of being a passive mirror, it is a teacher. If you feel ready to be kind and honest with yourself when you look in the mirror, honor your healing journey by writing in the comments, "I embrace my whole self, the light and the shadow." This is a powerful quantum healing act that shows you are ready to make peace with all parts of yourself and join them together into a stronger, more coherent whole. The tree's very existence shows us how to be strong, how to adapt, and how to heal wounds, just like the resin flows to fix a cut in the bark. This teaches you that you grow not in spite of problems, but because of them. It shows you how to plant strong, deep roots so you can reach for the stars with confidence. Accepting this healing and letting the tree's clear wisdom help you work with your shadow is what makes you whole. The connection stops being just a technique and turns into a way for both people to heal. You give the tree your presence and full attention, and it gives you its ancient knowledge and steady support. After going through this deep process of healing and mirroring, becoming more real and energetically integrated, you will finally be ready for the central revelation, the last secret that Thoth has hidden from us in plain sight. You are now ready for the core of the technique. After going through the ritual of approach, becoming one with your heart, and the deep healing of the mirror. This is the secret that comes together all the other steps to make a powerful act of conscious creation. There are two very powerful parts to the Thoth protocol that work together: the aligned vibration you've already set up and your focused intention, which is your consciousness's creative power. A great way to sum up this idea was said by the mystic Neville Goddard in the 20th century. Imagination creates reality. Masters from a long time ago, like Thoth, knew this and taught people how to use this amazing power in harmony with nature. Being in tune with the tree's vibrations and having your heart in sync with its ancient pulse is the last step. You need to use your imagination in a very specific way. This isn't about daydreaming or making up stories for no reason. As you read this, think about how you can use your creative power to send a question or intention into the quantum field. The most important thing is that this projection is not done with words, which are limited and come from the logical mind. Beings do it with their feelings, which are the universal language of vibration. You shouldn't ask, "What should I do?" when you need help making a big choice in your life. Instead, make yourself believe that you already know the answer. Feel the clarity, the certainty, and the deep peace that will come from finding the best answer. Do not focus on the illness or pain if you want your body to get better. Make yourself feel like you're already healed. Feel the life, energy, and happiness that come from having a healthy body. Using the strong connection you have already made, project this end state you want, this pure feeling, straight from your heart into the heart of the tree. Don't change this projection. Focus on this feeling, this vibration of your desire already being met as you continue to breathe in sync with the tree. Do not try too hard. If you have different thoughts, don't fight. Hold the feeling with faith that is calm and gentle, like you are holding a small bird in your hands. You aren't telling them you don't have anything. You are getting in line with something that already is. There's no need to beg the universe. It sounds like you are stating a vibrational truth. You are using the tree as a strong biological resonance antenna to connect your intention to the infinite intelligence of the universe and make it stronger. You are the only one who can give you the answer. It won't be a whisper in the wind or a leafy sign. The answer will come from inside you, like getting information right away. It will be a sure thing that settles in your mind and body, leaving no room for doubt. You'll not believe you know the answer. With every fiber of your body, you will know it. In this type of direct cognition, the slow and awkward process of rational thought is completely skipped over. It's your quantum self, your higher intuition, made stronger and clearer by the old wisdom of the forest. This is how you talk to trees, not with your mouth, but with your heart. Not with words, but with how you feel. As the frequencies talk to each other, the vibrations dance. The ancient masters practiced mental alchemy, which involves turning the energy of doubt and lack into the energy of certainty and fulfillment. And once you learn this technique, it will help you outside of the forest too. They will start to overflow and change every part of your daily life in ways you can't even imagine yet. It may all sound like fancy poetry or philosophical musings, but when you use this quantum protocol, the results are surprisingly real and measurable in the real world. The testimonies of people who have changed their lives show that this is not a placebo effect or a simple way to relax. We're talking about an internal technology that makes real, noticeable changes when it's turned on. Something magical happens when you make this deep connection and let this channel of communication open. It stays open. No longer are your conversations with nature limited to times when you are touching a tree in the forest. What the forest, or rather the consciousness of which it is a part, starts to talk to you in everyday language that you hear all around you. You start to understand that the universe is always talking to you, and you can now see them. There is a language of symbols and synchronicities that you will start to notice that you didn't notice before. When you are thinking about a certain person or making a big decision, a certain bird, like an owl or a hummingbird, might keep flying by your window. A cloud's shape might all of a sudden look like the perfect visual answer to a question you've been asking yourself off the cuff. It's not an accident. There are signs from the quantum field telling you that you are on the right track and that your thoughts are being heard. Life changes from a bunch of random, crazy events to a constant, meaningful conversation with a loving, smart presence. At last, the painful wall you used to build between yourself and nature starts to fall apart. There is a potted plant in your window that you no longer see as just a decoration. You see it as a living thing, a small forest spirit living in your home. The world stops being a static, mechanical place and shows itself to be a conscious, living organism of which you are an important and loved part. Now that I know this, the feeling of being alone starts to fade into nothingness. When you know that everything around you is always talking to you, how could you ever feel alone? You understand that you were never really alone. You just thought you were because you forgot the language. If this trip has brought back a deep memory for you, make one last powerful statement to seal this change. What do you think? I remember the language my soul spoke. Let this be your energetic signature on this new part of your life. It should always remind you that you are and always have been in a loving conversation with the universe. It's like the pain of being alone is gone, and you feel like you belong and are connected to something much bigger than yourself. Then you understand that Thoth's secret skill was never really about talking to trees. That was only the portal, the way in. To awaken the arboreal consciousness within yourself has always been the real goal. As this part of your consciousness wakes up, it remembers its deep connection to the earth, the part that knows the sacred cycles of life and death, and the part that knows how to plant deep roots while also reaching for the sky. It helps you remember that you are just like the tree. The essence that makes you up is the same everywhere. Getting this awareness is like coming home after a long, tiring trip. You have to remember who you really are, underneath all the limiting beliefs and social conditioning that you have had since birth. You were born on this planet and are at the center of the universe. You are deeply connected to all living things and always have been. Now let this energy flow through you. Send this message to anyone you think is ready to remember how they are connected. Each share creates a wave of coherence that helps other people find their way back to themselves. If you haven't already, please subscribe so that you can stay on this journey with us. By subscribing, you make a final promise to stay tuned to this frequency today. This will ensure that you receive future transmissions that will help you continue to awaken and master yourself.